Alright everyone, welcome back to part 3 of making a stabilizer stand for your Gold Monster. So, if you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, at the end of the video, I'll have it as a little pop-up, or I'll put both of them in the description box. So you can go ahead and watch those. But I'm not going to show you how I cut the parts and measurements and all that. I'm just going to go ahead and assemble what I have here, and we're going to get modifying the part that we need to connect to the armrest of the Gold Monster. And basically what you're going to need is just a piece of PVC, 1/2 inch. We need to cut grooves in it so we can mount it and it doesn't rock back and forth. Okay, now this piece of PVC is cut to 8 inches. It can be a little over, a little under, it doesn't matter, just as long as when you put your T in, your unmodified T, it doesn't get in the way of the armrest. You have enough room to operate. You're also going to need another end cap that will slide on the end. So for tools, the only extra thing we're going to need is what I use to cut our grooves in the pipe to mount it to the stand, or the armrest rather, is a Dremel tool with a drum sander on it. This works really well. If you do not have a Dremel tool, you could use a 1/2 round file to make your cuts, or you could probably just use a regular saw and cut a V in your PVC pipe. So let me get the stand assembled and get a few things ready, and I'll show you how I modify my PVC. I also want to add, at least for me, this is the hardest part of making these stands, is matching up the grooves to the little mounting brackets on the bottom of the stand. It might be because I'm a simple-minded redneck. I don't know. If you know a better way to do it, please leave a comment down below so I can learn something and other people can too. So, alright, let me get this assembled and we will get started on making the armrest stand for the Gold Monster. So when you start your first hole, it doesn't really matter where it is, as long as you don't make it so close that the T interferes. So you have quite a bit of room here to play around with. And so we'll just do ours right about there. Okay, so I'm going to utilize my vise for this. I have done plenty of these just by holding them in my hand, but you kind of want to make them even, and you don't want to go too far down into the pipe. But I'm just going to start right here. And if you do this in the garage or something, just know you're going to get this white powder everywhere. And also when I'm doing this, I'm going straight down, back and forth till I get it started, and I'm almost through the pipe. There's a thin plastic piece still there that'll pop out here in a minute, but I'm also going up as I'm doing it. Pull it off and test it, and it seems to be right on. So here's the hard part. We need to match them. So I'm just going to match the center point right there. Be easier if you had a pen, but I'm just going to put a little saw mark there. And then we're going to double check. Okay, so I touched this up a little bit because it hadn't gone all the way through the pipe, and you want it to go all the way through the pipe. So I just used the Dremel. So I just used the Dremel, cleaned it up a little bit till that broke through the PVC pipe. Okay, so I cleaned that up. I also confirmed that my little mark right there is spot on. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting. I like to stop once in a while and look at it, because you can see this is angled and I was not angling this, so it would have been off. So I need to adjust my angle. Now, due to the rotation of the Dremel, it wants to walk me in the direction that it is spinning. So as I'm cutting, I'm actually pushing back a little bit, or else it's just going to cut it at an angle. Keep that in mind if you're going to use a Dremel. Okay, let's see how accurate I did this. Probably not very based on past experience. You can see I screwed that all up. It takes practice and it's a pain in the butt. But like I said, because that Dremel was walking, it pushed me over this way. So now I need to figure, start a new one or just continue with this one. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to continue with this one. I'm just going to take this end here and I'm going to walk it back. And other than cosmetic looks, it'll still do the same thing and hold the pipe onto your armrest. We have it cut to where it fits. You can see right here where I screwed up. So if you're a perfectionist, you're gonna have to start over. If you're me, you're not starting over. So it fits. So we're gonna see which end has a little bit longer space between the cut and the end. We're going to go ahead and put our end cap on the short end, if you have a short end. If you did it perfectly, you might not have this problem. And then we're going to go ahead and put it on there, and you can see the cuts there, but it fits. So let me grab my monster. I'll show you how we mount this one. You're going to need some zip ties. I like to use 4. It'll work with 2, 3, whatever you want. 4 seems to do good by me. So I like to put the zip tie on and just get it to a few clicks in. Get it to where it needs to be. And this is where, right now, that's secure enough. But I like to make mine more secure, so I like to put a 4th zip tie. Put one in the back here. And then put another one right there. And now it's very secure. And so there you have it. That's how you make those 3 different stands for the monster.